Confidence in the sale is worth more than price. Hey guys, this is Brad from probateresource.com. At probateresource.com, we are a fantastic online resource for anyone going through the probate process. We have the website at probateresource.com, and we have a fantastic YouTube channel to help you with all the questions you might have about going through the probate process. We're also a real estate solutions company. We specialize in the world of probate and inheritance properties. We buy properties for cash all over the U.S., and we have a fantastic network of real estate agents that we work with all over the U.S. that can help you get your property sold. So whether you want a fast cash offer or you want to list it on the market, we can help you. Go to our website at probateresource.com and fill out the form to get started. Okay, so let's talk today about a topic in regards to confidence in sale versus sale price. And this came about because I am actually, this past weekend, I have listed my mother and father-in-law's house for sale. They are planning on downsizing out of their big house that my wife and her sisters grew up in, and they are moving closer to my wife and my kids, or to me and my wife and my kids. And they're going to be downsizing into just like a little 3-bedroom ranch house. So we found them a new house. We put that one under contract, and we put their house on the market and put it under contract. And it was crazy. We had multiple offers, and they live in a very desirable neighborhood, very desirable area. And I priced their house appropriately so that it would sell fast. Also, the house is well maintained, well taken care of. They've been there for 32 years now in that house. And they're ready to sell it to someone else, hopefully, another young family that's going to raise their children there. So one of the things that came up in the process, and I've been doing real estate for a long time, bought a lot of houses from a lot of people. I bought houses. I'm also an agent too, so I've listed houses, although most of the time I do more buying than I do actually listing houses. What I've found is that many times a lot of people actually care more, and I guess the reason I say care is because the anxiety is more in terms of, is the deal going to go through versus how much I'm going to get for my house. That's not to say that price doesn't matter, because to some people price does matter. But what I have found is that a lot of people like surety and confidence in that sale going through, especially in cases like my in-laws, where they have another house under contract, and their house that they live in now, they paid it off, however many number of years ago, and they're just going to be taking the cash from this sale and using it to buy the new house and not have a mortgage. Good for them, right? We all strive to maybe have our mortgage paid off one day for those of us who do have a mortgage, and those of us who, some of you guys who are retired, maybe you've already paid your house off many years ago. Good for you. That's awesome. So in their case, they wanted to know that the sale for their house was going to go through on the other side, because they didn't want to end up having to, at the last minute, either bail out on the contract on their new house that they were going to buy, or having to go get a temporary mortgage, or even take money out of some of their investment accounts in order to be able to pay cash like they had promised on the other house. We did put a contingency clause in the purchase contract for their new house that they did have to sell their other house. So there's that, but it still creates anxiety, right? It still creates this uncertainty as to whether that deal is going to go through. And I'm going to share the story right now to tell you that, and I've made other videos about this, that the highest offer is not always the best offer. So just yesterday, after my phone exploding and multiple offers, we went back and forth and negotiated some offers, and we came to an agreement on an offer with a family that wanted to purchase this property, and they came forward with a really, really good offer. On paper, it looked awesome. From a purchase price and seller net to my in-laws, it looked great. There were no contingencies in there about selling their house. There was no financing contingencies. They had waived all the contingencies. They were willing to close in like 2.5 weeks. I mean, based on this offer, they were like really gung-ho about this house. And mind you, they went out to the house. They said they loved it. I was there. I met their agent there at the showing before they showed the house. And they really, really just genuinely loved the house. And so did a lot of other people. But they came forward with the strongest offer and the highest offer, okay, that we got. So ultimately, we decided to go with that. I looked at all the facts, and I've been doing this a long time. I said, this looks like a pretty good deal right here. So let's go for it. So they agreed. We went for it. We put it under contract. What happened? 5 hours later, after we signed the contract and went binding on the contract, the buyers backed out of the deal. 5 hours later, they only had it under contract for 5. They haven't even done a home inspection yet, and they got cold feet and changed their mind. And I was just like blown away. I'm sitting here like, are you serious? And we had taken it off the market. We had canceled all the rest of the showings for the day. We had showings booked out for days. I mean, this neighborhood is like really, really desirable that they live in. Like barely anything ever comes up for sale. It's in a really, really good area. So super desirable. I knew the house would sell quick and we'd have multiple offers, right? All of a sudden, my mother-in-law is like, well, like, what does that mean? Like, what if, if they're backing out, then all the other people are going to back out. And, is this going to go through? And mind you, this offer was a good price offer and it had great conditions in it, but it fell apart because sometimes offers just fall apart. So ultimately we still had a backup offer. I went to the backup offer people and I said, hey guys, look, here's the deal. This contract just fell out. We're about to push it back live out on the market again. And I know we're going to get multiple offers because we've already gotten multiple offers, but you guys really, really love the house. You really, really wanted it. You were like the second runners up in terms of the best offer to date. Give me your best offer. I'm going to give you one more chance. You've got till 9 o'clock the next morning. Bring me your best offer. Bring me your best number. Because as you know, and I know, this thing is going to bring multiple offers. And we could go through this showing charade. But all my sellers want is they want to know that this house and this deal is going to go through. So they came through with a really good offer. We went under contract this morning with the backup offer. I never actually even had to change the status on the system. It still says it's under contract, right? And that was good because sometimes when you've listed a property for sale and you've gone under contract and then it falls out of contract and it goes back active again, some agents call that the kiss of death. I actually had another property myself this past weekend where that happened. It was a property that we bought to flip. We did a rehab. We put it on the market, multiple offers, went under contract immediately within the first day. And we had a really good buyer, really strong offer. We were supposed to close on that deal this week. The buyer was already through underwriting with their mortgage lender. The appraisal was back. I had already made all the repairs. We were all set, ducks in a row to close on the property this week. And Saturday, the buyer got cold feet and says, I don't want to go through with the sale. I can't buy it. I want to terminate. He terminated his earnest money deposit. I got to keep his earnest money deposit. I did get some money out of it, but I would have much rather had that deal close this week and get more money for it than the earnest money, but whatever. It is what it is. I put it back on the market. We're getting showings again, but we're not getting showings at the rate that we were getting before because many people question why the property fell out of contract and they make assumptions about that. So you have to pay attention to that when you are listing a property. So the purpose of this video, though, I know I'm rambling, was about confidence in an offer and how do you pick a good, confident offer. Well, you have to look at all of the factors of the offer to understand how strong of an offer it is. You don't just look at purchase price. You don't just look at time to close. You have to look at all the factors and make the best determination about all of them. And obviously, like I mentioned earlier, the first offer we got, we looked at all the factors. Everything looked great. And they terminated 5 hours later. It was the craziest thing. I don't understand why, but things like that can happen. So what does that mean? Well, if you're looking for a sure sale on a property, don't necessarily care as much about the dollar amount. Maybe your better bet is to go with a very reputable investor to buy your house. Now, not all houses qualify for an investor, right? You need to understand whether, it would be a good fit. But for instance, such as us at Probate Resource, we buy houses for cash all over the US. We'll buy them as is. We buy inherited properties all of the time. And one of the things that we do is I like to operate my business differently than other investors out there. If I tell you I'm going to buy your house, by golly, I'm going to try to buy your house. Like I try, if at all possible, not to back out of contracts. And I can tell you right now, honestly, camera to camera right here, in the past, I've been doing real estate now, buying and selling, buying houses, investment properties. I'm now in my, actually here in a few weeks is 8 years. I've been doing this for 8 years. In 8 years, I have terminated 6 contracts. I know the number, 6 contracts in 8 years out of hundreds and hundreds of deals, 6 contracts. That's it. And all but one of them was during the due diligence period. The only one that wasn't in the due diligence period, me and the seller already had an understanding that this deal, basically I was pitching this deal to a hedge fund because the seller wanted to get $10,000 more than what I was offering. And I said, hey man, I'll buy it today for this price. Like, I'm good at this number. I've looked at it. I'm good at this number. I'll do 0 due diligence. I'll buy it next week for this price. He said, well, he was going through a divorce. He said, I really need to get $10,000 more because I have to share some of this money with my soon-to-be ex-wife. And I said, sure, no problem. That's fine. Let me try this hedge fund over here and see if we can get them to bite. And they bit, but then they terminated the deal and the deal fell apart. So technically, when they terminated, it was like a day after our due diligence period has expired, but we already had an understanding and a written understanding that this whole deal was contingent upon them buying the property for X. And really all I was going to make on it was basically the equivalent of what a commission would have been. I was essentially representing him as an agent, but I still had kind of an open purchase contract to buy his house. Because I told him, I said, my offer for this is still good. I'll buy it for this today. I'm good at that number, but he really needed that extra 10 grand. And it ended up not working out. He declined my offer. We both mutually agreed to terminate. He let me have my earnest money back, even though it was outside of the thing, because I was very honest and straightforward with him through the whole thing, right? And in that case, the sad part was actually the house ended up going into foreclosure, and he lost the house into foreclosure. So he really should have taken my offer, but that divorce was nasty. I'm not going to get into any more of that in this video. But we can make you an offer on your house that we believe in. Unlike, you have to understand, and I've done a lot of videos about this, there are investors out there who will make you an offer on your house, and it's kind of like a bait and switch offer. They're going to tie you up, and then they're going to pull the rug out from under you, and they're going to leave you hanging again. So you need to make sure you're working with a reputable company if you're going to go the investor route, and you need to understand some of the contract things to look out for. I've got other videos about that. I'm not going to get into that in a video. Go check out some of my other videos where I talk about contract red flags and what to look for, those sort of things. So I hope this video helped you out today. I hope it helps you make a decision about what you want to do with your house. I hope that our website at Probate Resource and our YouTube channel is helping you through the probate process. That's the entire intent of this channel and this website, is to help people through that process. So if you have a property that you need to sell, whether you want a quick cash offer and you press that, easy button, as they say. I don't know who was that did that years ago. I think it was like Staples had the easy button years ago. You want the easy way out. You want a cash offer. You want us to just take it off your hands. We'd be happy to make you a cash offer on that property. Or if you feel like you want to go the traditional route, get top dollar for it. Like I said earlier, we have a fantastic network of real estate agents all across the country who are probate and inheritance specialists. We'd be happy to connect you with one of our real estate agent partners all over the country. So go to probateresource.com, fill out the form there. The link's below in the video. And I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.